Spoilers for The Handmaid's Tale Season 2, Episode 8 *. What a roller coaster of emotions, from an infant brought back from the brink of death, to grotesque domestic abuse that makes you nauseated and angry. Achieving both elating highs and horrifying lows, The Handmaid's Tale is powerful and provocative this week. Serena and June begin this episode happily working together, with chill-out, classic, easy-like Sunday morning blasting in the background, and end it in a pit of anguish and despair. The presence quite literally snuffing out the light as the returning Commander Waterford himself. What a truly violent, skin-crawling nemesis he has become. A quietly terrifying tyrant bathed in darkness and shadow, with far more muted cinematography than ever before, the Waterford house takes on the mood and look of a horror movie as Fred returns from hospital. And with good reason. Shambling about like Richard III among the slim hints of sunlight peeking through curtain slits, leering and intimidating in that soft, sinister voice, Joseph Fiennes has never been more quietly terrifying as the household tyrant. Fred literally brings darkness back into the house with him. Photo, MGM, Channel 4. There's a considerable air of tension from the moment he sets foot through the door. And the commander's blatant hypocrisy once more rears its ugly head, culminating in a deeply uncomfortable and upsetting act. He has long allowed Serena to write speeches and memos for him. Her actions while he lay prone saved his bacon, as well as hers. But when Fred learns she forged his signature so that a female neonatal surgeon could tend to Janine's sick daughter, he draws the line. Previously she was acting like a conduit, not my voice, he insists. Fred's self-righteousness, complete with reading of scripture, is jaw-dropping. And so he viciously beats her with his belt, the sobbing Serena's humiliation and pain made all the more disturbing by the way in which she feels forced to submit, her devotion to God and Gilead, and her ultimate powerlessness, of course barely allowing her more than a moment's protest. Serena is torn between loyalty to her religion and cause, and increasing fury at her despicable spouse. Photo, MGM, Channel 4. That, of course, may change. And it will be interesting to see if this is a turning point in how she views her relationship with her husband, and whether she eventually turns on him. What do they say about hell hath no fury? Certainly, Fred deserves to be undone. Women's work. June's humble apology to Fred later that night is a sign that she now has to resort to manipulating and pandering to him once more. Not an avenue she would have chosen. Serena, with whom she once again forged an all-too-brief alliance, and is now seemingly steeled from continuing that closeness, may no longer be an option for her. This episode is titled, Women's Work. This woman's work, perhaps not coincidentally, was also the Kate Bush song used in episode 1 of this season, and it strongly features the stripping away of identity and disempowerment of women as its theme. June and Serena joined forces to try and save Janine's baby. Photo, MGM, Channel 4. June and Serena felt briefly empowered again as they wrote and edited paperwork, but that has been taken away from them. The former leading neonatal doctor, now forced into life as a Martha, is visibly bewildered and overcome with emotion as she is ushered into the hospital, and allowed to practice medicine one last time. Serena and June conspire together to give Janine's baby that chance. But all they receive in return is pain. Gilead eats you from the inside, June observes at one point. We leave her literally collapse on the floor, a testament to just how true that is. Dreamlike joy, and yet there is a real sense of humanity and hope at times in this episode. An all too unusual glimpse of the empathy hidden under Gilead's oppressive, vicious doctrine. The scene where Janine, June, Serena, and Lydia and the Putnams convene to say goodbye to baby Angela, Charlotte, who appears to be dying, is full of genuine love and warmth. The disparate group are united by their sadness and grief over his impending tragedy. Janine is even partly reconciled with the couple with whom she shares such a pointed grievance. What harm could it do? Commander Putnam had tearfully asked, when hearing of Janine's request to attend. It's heartbreaking. Janine's reaction to being reunited with her sick child is heartbreaking. Photo, MGM, Channel 4. Then, it transpires, there may not be a tragic outcome after all. The final scene, with Janine and her baby bathed in light, and the infant seemingly recovered as she cradles it, it is greeted with sheer joy from all concerned. It feels almost like a dream, so removed is this optimism and euphoria from the viciousness that precedes it. Let us hope, for everyone's sake, that it is not a dream, and that Gilead's population can find more such connections with one another in future. Further talking points. Blessed be the fruit, may the force be with you. Janine's response to the standard Gilead greeting provides a rare laugh-out-loud moment this week. After last week's other potential Star Wars reference, sci-fi cinema gets a few more nods. There's even a brief discussion of whether Alien is better than Aliens. We talked last week about the risk Eden might pose, and she could grow increasingly resentful if Nick's disinterest continues. On a more immediately dangerous point, she finds Chekhov's letters, the bundle of notes from women around the state that Nick should probably have just got rid of by now. She's alarmed, worried she read them. Did she? Even if he does put on his best Waterford-esque Gilead husband act to try and avert her discovering something damaging, he needs to be very, very careful. Emily is as openly aggressive as ever this episode, swearing in front of the guards and saying that anyone who aids Gilead deserves retribution. June wonders if that means her too. There are no flashbacks this week. Sometimes, it seems, present circumstances merit too much attention for us to be cutting away to the past. Have your say on the latest TV and film with Screen Babble, our discussion group on Facebook. More Handmaid's Tale from Season 2, Episode 7 recap. The real threat could still be lurking. Season 2, Episode 6 recap. Don't be too quick to share Season 2, Episode 5 recap. The interesting turnaround you might have missed. Season 2, Episode 4 recap. What those closing moments mean for June. Season 2, Episode 3 recap. The stupid, brave decision that changed everything. Season 2, Episode 2 recap. Making a murderer, Gilead style. Season 2, Episode 1 recap. The most intriguing talking points.